Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today's video is a ship tour of the MSC Magnifica. This is from my cruise in March of 2024. This is going to be a combined interior and exterior ship tour. Normally I break them up between one and the other. This ship is on the smaller side, so I thought I could squeeze it all together. I hope you enjoy the video and remember to subscribe to the channel. We're going to start the tour off here on deck 5. The reason for that, this is basically the lowest passenger deck on the ship. And this is also the bottom of the atrium that they have in the middle of the ship. So you can see they have guest services here. There's another desk on the other side. Plenty of seating. This is kind of your space to kind of chill out. You know, maybe if you're about to get off the ship and you're ready and you're waiting for some people, you know, you can meet them down here. That green wall there, just so you know, that is kind of like a waterfall that they have going down, which is kind of cool. So more seating over here, also another guest services desk. Now, if you are doing some shopping on the ship, they do have some shopping on this level that you want to kind of keep in mind. And we're going to take another look here at the atrium area. So they may have somebody there playing piano. There's some of the stairs heading up to deck 6 and 7. There's a good look at the guest services on the left. And then as we go through here, I just want to show you the elevator and the stairs areas. Very fascinating, I know. The reason for that is everywhere you see this carpeting, you know you're right near the elevators and the stairs, because they have it match it every single deck, every single set of elevators and stairs. So keep that in mind. Here is one of the main dining rooms. This is the one we are assigned to. And so you can see this is actually a good size space. There's a matching space on the deck above. And the one thing I liked about it is there's lots of windows. So like one day we were eating and we had left port and I just happened to look up from my food and I saw the ship moving. I was like, oh, okay, we're heading out to the next destination. And of course, that's a good thing to know when you leave, because that's when things are going to get a little bit more lively around the ship. The shops are going to open, the casino is going to open, that type of stuff. So we're going to head out here. And one of the things that's nice that they have set up, they have these bars on each side of the entrance to the main dining room. And it's kind of nice because if you are ready and you come down here and you want to grab a drink before you head in, that's where you do it. So most of our tour is going to be from the front of the ship to the back. So I figured I would start in the very front. This is on deck 6. This is the balcony of the main theater. And we're going to take a good look around. For the size of the ship, I thought they really did a good job with this theater. The shows were good, nothing crazy, but they were entertaining. But I actually thought the theater was really kind of cool to check it out. You can see it's not nearly as big as a lot of ships, and really keeps you kind of close to the action. So I like some of the LED lights that they have in the walls or on the ceiling. It really kind of creates a neat effect. We're going to head down, take another look around. There's the booth where the sound and the technical people would be. And the balcony is also a good spot if you're not quite sure you're going to be into the show. My recommendation is sit up there. It's easy to kind of get up and sneak out in the middle of the show if it's just something that's not for you. But this is a good view of all the seating, and I'm walking right along to the stage to my back. So you can see, if you really want to, you can kind of get close to the action. It's laid out really well. And we're going to be exiting out the doors fairly soon. Here we go. And so now we are on deck 6, and we're going to go front to back. This coming up is the Tiger Lounge, and it's going to be pretty obvious why it's called that. I'm going to give a shout out to MSC. When they come up with an idea and they go in on it, they go all in, and it actually makes it really fun. There's Tiger carpeting, there's Tiger upholstery on the furniture, there's Tiger lampshades, there's tigers on the walls. Those stairs we'll get to in a minute. Those head up to the casino, but they really make it fun, and I kind of give them credit for going all in on this idea. This is one, this, and then the lounge we'll go into shortly after. These are the ones where they kind of have some music playing. They might be doing some trivia, a game show, type of setting. So this, I believe, was when we were in port. That's why it's fairly empty. But usually after dinner, all of these spaces kind of liven up quite a bit. Each of them have a full service bar. You can see we're in the next one here. Good size bar. Now, these bars, just keep in mind, when you're in port, these are typically not going to be open. So when you're in port, you may actually, outside the pool, you might have struggled to find a bar that's open. But once things get going around the ship, you set sail, this is where a lot of the fun is taking place. And the nice thing is they have a lot of the shops right here. So you got the logo shop straight ahead. They have some of the handbags right here. And then coming up, I think right after this is the perfume shop or cologne shop on board. And again, a good selection there. I really feel for the size of the ship, because this is not, by modern day standards, this is not a big ship. Their shopping is actually quite good on this. So again, now we're on deck 6, and we're going to overlook the atrium here. So you can look down deck 5 up to deck 7. Get a good look at the wall there, that green wall where all the water's cascading down. And again, they do have somebody playing the piano there. Also, here's some more of the shops that they have on board. Do one more turn and take a look. And I believe over here, straight ahead, is the excursions desk. So if you want to book anything, or even if you have something booked and you want to kind of ask them a few questions about that, that's where you would go. Jewelry and watches here, straight ahead. They had a good selection there. And straight ahead is one of the main dining room on deck 7 here, or on deck 6. And again, they have one of these bars here out in front if you're kind of waiting for some people to head in. We're going to pop in here and take a look. The Quattro Venti dining room. I'll be honest with you, some of the naming on here I struggled with a bit, so don't crucify me in the comments, but I did my best. I think this was our dining room. We were here on deck 6. And again, it was really nice to have all these windows. It brings in a lot of natural light. Also, when you do set sail, you can kind of see as you pull away from port, or you may even see some other ships off in the distance if it's a little bit later at night. I was a little surprised with the dining that I don't think the ship was full. It wasn't really maxed out, but we had a good number of people on the ship. The main dining, we were maybe 2/3 full anytime I took a look around. So that was kind of surprising. So we are on deck 7 right now. We're going to head into the casino. And the only surprise with this casino is that now, just so you know, we are in port, so nothing is really open. Those are the stairs I mentioned earlier. We're going to take a peek down to the Tiger Lounge, but it makes it kind of nice and easy to move around the ship when they have areas like this. I was a little surprised after we set sail from either of our ports, and it was either before or after dinner. I really expected the casino to kind of be a little more maxed out, and it was never really crowded. I would say it was actually a little bit thin. It was kind of surprising. They do have a full bar right here along the side. And we're going to keep heading around here. It is the Atlantic City Casino. We're going to come up here, and I believe the next one appropriately placed is the card room. I didn't see a whole lot going on there. I would assume if you had a week-long cruise or you had some days at sea, they may organize maybe a euchre tournament or something like that in there. And we're going to curve around. Now, deck 7 is the one where there are no cabins on it. You can walk from front to back. One of the things I like about MSC is they have some of these little seating areas here, which are kind of neat. And this is the specialty dining, or one of them on board. We're going to take a peek in there. The door was locked, so I couldn't get us in there. But also, as we look through the windows here in just a second, you can see this is that promenade deck that runs along the side of the ship on both sides. So if you want to go out and get some fresh air, check things out, maybe as you're pulling away from port, that's a great spot to do it. There's also a few hidden spots that are coming up. I'm going to show you those as well. Again, the stairs and the elevators, there's that tile or the marble and the carpet that you recognize each time you get near there. And we're going to head around, take a peek here. And again, now we've made our way back to the atrium. So we are on deck 7. So this is the top of the atrium. You get a good look down below. Again, there's some good shops up here. If you're looking to spend a little money, if you want to do a little retail therapy while you're on the ship, it's a good spot to do it. And we're going to come around. Now, you do need to settle your account when you're on an MSC cruise. You do need to settle up. So these machines here on the right, put your credit card in. I think you scan your cruise card, and then it tells you any balance you have. I went there on the last night of our cruise knowing we weren't going to buy anything else, and that's where I settled up everything between gratuities and anything we might have purchased on board. Here is the sports bar on the ship, and I appreciate them, it being a smaller ship, the Magnifica, that they do have a full sports bar, and it's kind of cool here. You got, looks like a track field on the floor. You got this bobsled thing here, which is neat. Again, a full bar. Like I said, we are in port, so not much really going on there. But it's kind of cool, and it does stretch from both sides of the ship. Coming up here, this green tablecloth, that is actually a pool table, and they take that off, and once we set sail, there were people playing pool on there. So it's not just for show. It's kind of nice to have that. And as we come around, I think that was the photo area back there. Yeah, so this is where, if you had any pictures taken on the ship, this is where you could take a look at those pictures, see if you want to buy them. Now, coming up, this is another shout out to MSC, that when they do something, they go all in on it. I'm going to butcher this one. La Ametista, I believe, is the lounge name. I called it La Amethyst, and you can see why. It is purple everywhere. Tile, the rugs, the furniture, the poles here, the lighting, everything is all purple. I don't think this quite does it justice because it's so bright outside, it's getting a little blown out. But I give MSC credit, man. When they want to do something, they say, we want to have a lounge that's all purple. They go for it. And everything is purple. The tabletops are purple. So it really makes it fun. And so there's a DJ booth there. They do have kind of a dance club on board, but this one could serve as an additional if they needed to. Now, we are all the way in the back of the ship, and I believe we were docked in Nassau here. So we're going to take a quick peek out. And you can actually see that the space that we're docked in can actually handle a longer ship than ours. But what I want to show you is a little, I feel like it's kind of a hidden spot here. So you're on deck 7, all the way in the back. Go out this door, and there's a little spot for you to check out what's going on. Those stairs actually go up to deck 8, which we are on right now. And you turn around here and you can see you've got like a little lookout area to check everything out. So we are in Nassau. That's the Disney Wish docked right next to us. Allure of the Seas is in the background there, but it's such a great spot. And there were maybe ever 1 or 2 people out here. So it's something that not a lot of people are aware of. This would even be a good spot to be if you wanted during sail away or when you're pulling into port or something like that. So this is the spa on board. So now we're up on deck 13. And you can see they really decorated this nice. Here, if you want to get a haircut, anything like that, that's the salon on board. And then we're going to head down a little bit further. And you can just see how nicely decorated this is. Now, I will say that if you want to get kind of like a fruit smoothie, like a little protein powder in it, something like that, this, I hate to call it a bar on the left, but this is where you can order something like that. And also, if you have any drink package and you get Gatorade, that's where you get it. There's no other place on the ship where you can get that. So we're on deck 13, again, right by the elevators. And I just want to show you here, we're going to take these stairs up on the left. And I'll show you where these take us to. This is going to be kind of the upper level of the interior pool. So, and they do, like a lot of ships, they have a retractable roof on this. That is going all the time. I think when we set sail out of Miami, it was open. And later on that night, I went back in here and it was closed. So they do open and close that quite a bit depending on the temperature outside. But you can see it's a kind of a neat space to look down into. And that door right there would you could head outside to the deck that encircles this. But we're going to take a walk along, and then as we head over to the left, now straight ahead is the main pool. That's the outside pool. It would be 1 deck down from where we are. But you can see they set up ping pong tables here. They have foosball tables, everything like that. So it is kind of a fun area to be in. This is going to be a good look down into that space. I would say this is going to be on a little bit quieter end than the main pool. And again, just like a lot of the places on board, they do have a full bar down there as well on the level right below. So you can see the main pool, outside pool, is 1 deck down. We'll get to that later in the video. We are going to be, so now we're up on deck 14. I just want to show you this. Deck 14 is one of those decks. You cannot walk from the front of the ship to the back of the ship. So if you're in the front, know that at some point you're going to have to go down to deck 13 or deck 12, walk along the ship, and then take stairs or elevators back up. And what we're in here to see is the dance club on board. And there's a very unique feature to this dance club. And it's over here on the left. They have a bowling alley and the dance club. Not sure if this is just we ran out of space and we really wanted to put this somewhere, so that's where they put it. But you can see, and it's a regular bowling alley. It's not like regulation or anything, but it is something if you want to bowl a couple frames or bowl a game with a friend, do it. So again, this is early in the morning, so they've got it all lit up with the TVs, LED lights all over the ceiling. They do really kind of make the space a lot of fun. And there's also, just like when we were on deck 7 and you could go outside the ship, there's a spot here as well. And it's this door coming up straight ahead. Now, we can take a look at it now when it's darker, but later in the video, you'll see what it looks like out there. And again, this is a great spot for sail away. If you want to do that, here's a good look at the dance club. Lots of seating around. So we're going to head out. And just so you know, we are one deck above the buffet. So later on, when I show you the buffet and how it has outside seating, those stairs right there would take you to and from that area. And you can see this would be a great spot. If you want a good, quiet spot to check out Sail Away, especially if you're leaving Miami, something like that, this would be a great place to do it. So we are now on deck 13. I'm going to just show you here some of the buffet dining seating that they have that's essentially outdoors. But we're going to head back. Their buffet dining is really good. There's a good selection. I would say my only comment, I hate to say complaint, I didn't see a lot of variety from one day to the next. They had a good selection that was there, but they didn't seem to change it out from one day to the next, especially like lunches and dinners and all. Maybe breakfast, they did a little bit better with that. This is the cold station right here, this round area. Drink station is on the right. And then this whole section here on the right is all the buffet choices that you have. And just like any ship, just grab a plate, get your silverware, and go down and grab what you like. Now, MSC does it a little bit differently. I was on MSC Divina, which is bigger than this ship, about a year ago, and I thought it was unusual. They actually have kind of like right in the middle of the buffet dining, they have stairs and elevators, so you could enter it from this area as well. So just seemed a little unusual when I'm used to the Royal Caribbean Windjammer, where there's kind of one in, one out area to go through. Now, this is closed right now because it's fairly early. They were just starting breakfast. My suggestion is when you get on the ship, get a plate, get your silverware, go all the way back to here. When the ship is full, this area will be open too. And this is a great spot to grab a table, especially if you want something around the windows to get, to kind of sightsee a little bit. They do have a full bar here as well, which is nice. And I would say this is a little bit more calm, only because of the number of, not a lot of people make it all the way back to here, but it really works out well. And they do have some outside seating. We're going to go through the door straight ahead here, and I'll show you that. And again, that would be those stairs that go up one deck above. So nobody out here right now, but as I mentioned, just even on sail away or when you're pulling into port, you can sit out here and relax. It was never very crowded. It always was. It really worked out well. And then of course you're close to the food if you want to get some more food and come back out. There's those stairs. So you can technically come in from the deck above, down the stairs, and come into the buffet from this door right here. Oh, and the soft serve ice cream is in this station over here on the right when that is open. So I know a lot of people would appreciate that. So, but like I said, if, later on for breakfast, lunch, if we were at sea or dinner, a lot of these panels here on the right, they would be open and they'd have fresh food for you right there. Again, drink station. So they're going to have coffees, tea, fruit juices, that type of thing. There's the stairs and elevators. And we'll come around here. Now, at this end, this is where they would have the dessert station because it's the last along the line. So now we're on the outside of the ship, and we're going to come around here. I'm going to show you the main pool deck. It's kind of interesting the way they have this laid out. And so they have like a stage right here where they can have a band. They did have a white night last night. They'll treat this whole area right here on the deck as kind of a dance floor. And then the pool is straight ahead. This is a better view of that area. So, and also if you want a lounger to relax, you want something in the shade, this is the spot to be. If you want something in the sun, it would be perfect to be along some of those along the side of the ship looking down. This deck 16, that is more for the guests that pay extra or the suite guests. But you can see it's a nice area, and that kind of green tile area around the pool is that where it's that 2 or 3 inches of water, so you could sit in there and kind of cool off a little bit as you're catching some sun. And here we go. So we were I believe we were about ready to dock at their private island. And this is part of kind of that outer deck area. Now these glass panels here with these trusses, that is actually part of the retractable roof for the solarium. We're going to take a quick spin and see. I think we were getting into position for the tug to bring us into the private island. We'll get to that shortly. And I just want to show you, if you want some area where it's not too crowded, there was hardly anybody ever out here. Great spot to lay out if you just want to chill. Again, this is, you can see how that roof retracts to open up that the indoor pool there. And then we're going to go a little further. So now we're facing toward the back of the ship. We're going to go a little bit further and take a look down. Oh, I did notice that it looks like they have Starlink, the satellite dishes here. You can see those on the left. There's all of those. I thought the internet was actually pretty good quality on the ship. Very few dead spaces, which was nice. That's the little kids play area. They have a little pool for them and a little water slide. And this deck here along is one deck down, but it's a great spot. If you just want to check out the ocean or as you're going to and from a port. You can see we are way up there, so you can see for miles. And now this is the section. So looking inside, we're looking into the indoor pool, the solarium. This is the part of the outside deck that goes along that. And we're going to take this. So we're walking toward the back of the ship. And as we keep going, I believe we're going to pass that. Yep, the kids area is right there, and that's the little kids. And coming up here, so we're going to head up these stairs straight ahead, and I want to show you the sports court area. And again, plenty of loungers here. Never see those maxed out. I think they have more loungers than they do guests on board, so you will never have a shortage of grabbing one of those, unless it's maybe right around the pool, but you won't have a problem anywhere else on the ship. So coming up those stairs, that flight of stairs. Now we're going to go up this one, and we're going to take a quick look at the sports court. This is primarily, like a lot of ships, they try to make it multi-purpose. It's set up, obviously, for basketball. They may have some soccer nets or something like that. But it is kind of a neat area right up above here. It does, I mean, you're getting full sun up here. It does get hot. But when the wind is blowing, it actually kind of cools it off, and it feels good. So we'll take a quick look around. And we're going to head towards that way, towards the back of the ship. So this is the top deck in the very back of the ship. And again, another spot. I think I went here after we were leaving Miami, and there were quite a few people up here taking a look. That white roof right there, the white kind of awning, that is the top of the cover for the outside dining for the buffet. So we're 2 decks above that. I believe we're on deck 15 right here. And again, you want a quiet spot, that's a good spot for it. So this, I believe, is deck 14. Yeah, deck 14. And this just shows you during the day what this looks like. I think they just kind of hosed everything down to clean it off. And you can see this awning here. That's the top of the outside buffet dining area. But it's a great spot to take a look around. It's really nice. It's kind of a neat area, and it's not very well known. So one of the things I thought was kind of, I don't want to say weird, but different or unusual. This ship may not be able to maneuver as well as others, I guess, in reverse. And so we actually had to get to the island. We spun like 180 degrees, and then the tugboat basically tugged us in to the pier until we got close enough we can maneuver it ourselves. And this is Ocean Cay. Whoop. This is Ocean Cay, so they're a private island. The lighthouse, that's really cool. I recommend doing the climb up that. It was really neat. And you can see this is, I have a video for this. I'm going to include the link down below. And this island is just a great beach day. It's totally chill, relax. It's a lot of fun if you're going to make your way out here. And with that, it looks like we're going to wrap up the video right here. Thanks again for watching, and remember to subscribe to the channel. Thank you for checking out my video, and remember, if you're looking for a cruise, contact me and I'll find the perfect cruise vacation for you.